Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. My name is AMIRRAH Binti and my matrix number is A22A1293. Now I will explain about the introduction. So in introduction there is two adjectives, which is the first one is to help students understand the concept more truly. Students can learn numerous calculated techniques from starting their own business based on this assignment. If students are unsure of how calculation generate, they might converse as well and learn from other group members. In addition, we will give you a task to do while starting our own company, which is art craft creation. So for the second objective is, the student can study various aspects of art craft creation, an organization that specializes in producing and selling arts and crafts. Payroll administration, loan computation, depreciation schedule, and amortization schedule are just a few of the topics we will cover in depth. Through this calculation and analysis, we will learn how different mathematical concepts and formulas are applied in a business environment and get insight into the financial aspect of an organization. Next, I will explain about the company detail for Art Craft Creation. So the name of the company is Art Craft Creation, and the address is number 201 Batu 3, 1/2, Jalan Pegalan Cepa, 15400, Kota Baru, Kelantan, Darul Iman. So the owner of the Art Craft Creation Company is Siti AISYAH Binti Ismail, and the date of the establishment is January 1, 2023, and the type of the business is we produce an art and craft, manufacturing and retail. So this is our employee detail. Our company takes 10 employees from different departments, and from this table also we show that their own hourly work per week and hourly pay. So for the next slide, we show that this is the calculation for all of our 10 employees, and we also show that how we calculate it, which is from the table we show that the hourly rate, regular hour, overtime hour, regular pay, overtime pay, commission, piecework earning, and gross pay. So, and our overtime rate is 1.5 times hourly pay. So how to calculate regular pay, overtime pay, commission, piecework earning, and gross pay? So here, the formula and how to calculate from this slide, I will show you in the slide. So for regular pay, the formula for regular pay is hourly rate times regular hour. For example, FAZRIN, 50 ringgit times 40 hour, which is the answer is 600 ringgit. For the other example, ZHENG, the hourly rate is 60 ringgit 50 cents times 40 hours, and the answer is 660. Next, I will explain how to calculate the overtime pay. The formula for overtime pay is overtime rate times overtime hour work. For example, AMIRRAH, 18 ringgit 50 cents times 1.5, which is our overtime rate, and times 7 hours, and the answer is 194 ringgit 25 cents. And for other example is Puteri, 70 ringgit times 1.5, which is our overtime rate, and 8 hours, and the answer is 204 ringgit. Next, I will explain about how to calculate the commission. The formula for calculating the commission is total sale times commission rate. From this equation, which is Art Craft Creation pays AISYAH straight commission, which is 20% on her total sale. Her total sale is 543 ringgit. So how to calculate? So 543 ringgit times 0.2. Where we get 0.2? In the question, in this statement, he said that AISYAH straight commission, which is 20%. So 20% divide by 100, and we got 0.2. So 543 ringgit times 0.2, and the answer is 108 ringgit 60 cents. Next, I will explain how to calculate the piecework earning. The formula for piecework is number of unit produced times rate per unit. So from this equation, Farhan produced 10 unit embroideries and he is paid 70 ringgit 50 cents. So how to calculate from this equation? How to calculate the piecework for Farhan? So 10 unit embroideries times 70 ringgit 50 cents, and the answer is 175 ringgit. So, lastly, I will explain about gross pay. So how to calculate gross pay? The formula for gross pay is regular pay plus overtime pay plus commission and plus piecework. So for example, Siti AISYAH, 1,180 ringgit we got from regular pay for AISYAH, plus 108 ringgit 60 cents from commission, and the total for gross pay for AISYAH is 1,288 ringgit 60 cents. For other example is ZHENG. The regular pay for Yip Zenzen is 660 ringgit plus 154, which is in commission. And for piecework for Yip Zenzen is 87 ringgit 50 cents. So the total for the GROUP3FEB for Yip Zenzen is 901 ringgit 50 cents. So this is how to calculate for the commission, piecework, GROUP3FEB, and the rest.
Assalamualaikum and hi! My name is Puteri NADIA Binti JUNOH. My matric number is A22A1236. Today, I'm going to explain about question 2. This is the interest amount and the amount after the time given. For a loan from relative of Rm100,000 with a simple interest rate of 2% per amount for 2 years, the total interest can be calculated using the simple interest formula. I equal to PRT. Here, the value of P, principal, is Rm100,000. The interest rate R is 2% per annum, 0.02, and the time T is 2 years, 24 months divided by 12. Therefore, the total interest is I equal to 100,000 multiplied 0.02 multiplied 2. I equal to Rm 4,000. So, the total interest for the loan from relative is approximately is Rm 4,000. The future value FV of this loan can be calculated by editing the principal amount to the interest amount. Future value equal to principal plus total interest. Future value equal to 100,000 plus 4,000. Future value equal to Rm 104,000. For a loan from Bank ABC of Rm 200,000 with a compound interest rate of 2.7% every 2 months for 7 years, the total interest and future value can be calculated using the compound interest formula. S equal to P bracket 1 plus I bracket power n. Here, the P value, present value, is Rm 200,000. K, nominal interest is 2.7 per 100. M, annual compound amount is 6. And T, term, is 7 years. By calculate the value of I, period interest rate, as K per M, which is 0.027 per 6 equal to 0.0045, and the equal of N compound amount as M multi I multi T, which is 6 multiplication 7 equal to 42. Then the total future value is S equal to 200,000 bracket 1 plus 0.0045 power 42. S equal to Rm 241,505.78. To find the interest amount, subtract the principal amount from the future value. Interest amount equal to future value FV minus principal P. Total interest equal to Rm 241,505.78 minus Rm 200,000. Interest amount equal to Rm 41,505.78. So the total interest for the loan from Bank ABC is Rm 41,505.78. Next, I'm going to explain about promissory note. The owner Siti AISYAH humbly promised to pay the order of Cairo Anwar a sum of 100,000 on January 1 to 2023. This amount is the value she received, and she agreed to pay interest at a rate of 2% per year until payment is made. This promissory note has a refund number 5386 and the payment deadline is 1 January 2025. The owner Siti AISYAH guaranteed that she will fully this commitment and pay the loan amount along with the specific interest within the specific period, subject to the term and condition simulated in this promissory note.
Assalamualaikum and hi, my name is Siti AISYAH binti Ismail and my matric number is A22A1188. Hi, I'm Aisha and now I will explain on question 3, which is about the types of assets, how to calculate depreciation, and how much to pay the invoice. There are 2 types of assets in our business, our clarifications. First is 3D wall printer. It was purchased from supplier X with cost of 35,000 ringgit. Secondly is wood CNC router machine. That is also purchased from supplier X with cost of 25,000 ringgit. The costs that I mentioned earlier are the costs that is not included with installation cost and delivery cost. Therefore, the total cost for each machine is 35,300 ringgit for 3D wall printer and 25,360 ringgit for wood CNC router machine. Next, how to calculate the depreciation. The estimated useful life for both machines is 7 years, where the salvage value for 3D wall printer is 1,000 ringgit and wood CNC router machine is 800 ringgit. In order to construct depreciation on one of the machines, we use a 3D wall printer as a guide to calculate the depreciation. The first method is declining balance method. This table shows the formulas and calculation on how to get depreciation on the first year. From the table, the annual rate is 0.399, annual depreciation is 40,084 ringgit and 70 cents. Accumulated depreciation is the same as the annual for the first year, and the book value at the end of the first year is 21,215 ringgit and 30 cents. This table shows that due to the implementation of the decreasing balance method, the yearly depreciation for each year is different, but the rate for each year is the same. The book value of the 3D wall printer is 999 ringgit and 70 cents. At the end of the 7-year period, and the accumulated depreciation is 34,300 ringgit and 24 cents. The declining balance method of accelerated depreciation records larger depreciation expenses in an asset's early year and lesser one in its later years. Next, the other method is sum of your digits methods. From the table, the annual depreciation is 8,575 ringgit. Accumulated depreciation is the same as the annual for the first year, and the book value at the end of the first year is 26,725 ringgit. This table shows that due to the implementation of the sum of your digits method, the yearly depreciation for each year is different because the rate of each year is different. The book value of the 3D wall printer is 1,000 ringgit at the end of the 7-year period, and the accumulated depreciation is 34,300 ringgit. It is best to use the sum of your digits method when an asset will lose most of its value toward the beginning of its useful life.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Puteri Zahirah Binti Megat Mohamad Nezam. My matrix number is A22B1091. I will continue with the question 3C. The question asks us to identify whether the specific payment date can get a discount or not. So we need to calculate the payment period starting from the date of receipt of the invoice until the date of a payment of the machine from Artcraft Creations Company to a supplier X. Okay, for the first machine, which is a machine 3D wall printer, and the total cost is 35,300. So the first date on 30 March 2023 with the term 7/7 means that if a Artcraft Creation paid within 7 days, the 7% discount is given. Otherwise, the full amount is due. The payment is made after the invoice date and fall within a 7/7 discount period. So we need to calculate the discounted payment amount. So as we can see in the slide, the date we can accept the invoice, which is 25 March 2023, to the date we paid the machines on 30 March 2023. So the time period is not as if 7 days, which is only 5 days. So we need to calculate the payment have made after getting a discount 7%. So we must use this formula, which is a cash discount equal to a percentage times invoice amount. So the amount is 35,300 times with 0.07 equal to 2,471. After that, we have to calculate a payment, which is 35,300 minus with 22,471 equal to 32,829. So the total payment received by a supplier X for machinery 3D wall printed is 32,829 from Artcraft Creations. Okay, the second date on 13 April 2023 with the term 5/15 means if the Artcraft Creation paid within 15 days, the 5% discount is given. Otherwise, the full amount is due. Also, N per 30 means if Artcraft Creation paid after 50 days and within 30 days, the full amount is due with a no discount mentions. So after we calculate the date from the date we get the invoice, which is on 25 March 2023 to the date we paid the machine on 13 April 2023, the time period is as it 50 days, which is 19 days. Since the invoice was paid in 19 days after the date of the invoice, within the discount not within the discount period, so Artcraft Creation is entitled to a 0% cash discount. And also, the total payment received by supplier X for machinery 3D wall printed is a full amount, which is 35,300 from Artcraft Creations. This is wood CNC rotor machines, and the total cost is 25,316. So the first date on 30 March 2023, the calculation is the same as a machinery 3D printer. The difference only the total cost of the machines. Also, the time period is same like before, which is not as it's 7 days. For the calculation is also use the same formula, which is a cash discount equal to a percentage times invoice amount. So the amount is 25,316 times with a 0.07 equal to 1,775 ringgit and 20 cents. Next, we have to calculate the payments, which is 25,316 minus to 1,775 ringgit and 20 cents equal to 23,584 ringgit and 80 cents. The total payment received by a supplier X for wood CNC rotor machines is 23,584 ringgit and 80 cents from Artcraft Creations. And lastly, on 13 April 2023, also same like a machinery 3D printer. The time period is as it 50 days and within 30 days, which is 19 days. Artcraft Creation need to pay the net amount. So the total payment received by a supplier X for wood CNC rotor machine is a full amount, which is RM 25,316 from Artcraft Creations.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is FAZRIN. My matric number is A22A0912. So for question 4A, to calculate the monthly payment for the bank loan at 2.5% compounded monthly for 12 months, we can use the formula for calculating the monthly payment on an amortizing loan. Using the formula monthly payment, P times R times bracket 1 plus R power of n divided by bracket 1 plus R power of n minus 1, where P stand for principal amount or loan amount, R stand for monthly interest rate, N stand for total number of months. Firstly, calculate the monthly payment. Principal amount P equal to 200,000 ringgit, monthly interest rate R equal to 2.5% or 0.025, total number of months N equal to 12. Firstly, calculate the monthly payment. Principal amount P equal to 200,000 ringgit, monthly interest rate R equal to 2.5% or 0.025, total number of months N equal to 12. So next step, substituting the values into the formula. 200,000 times bracket 0.025 per 12 power of 12 times 1 plus 0.025 per 12 power of 12 divide to bracket 1 plus 0.025 per 12 power to 12 minus 1. Then the total is 16,893 ringgit 22 cent. So the monthly payment that Artcraft Creations has to pay to the bank is 16,893 ringgit 22 cents.
Hi, my name is ZHENG and my matrix number is A22A1273. The amortization schedule shows the breakdown of each payment into principal and interest components and the remaining loan balance after each payment. To fill in the amortizing schedule, we need to calculate the principal and interest components for each payment. Here's the step-by-step process. First step, calculates monthly interest payment for the first month. Monthly interest payment equals to remaining balance times monthly interest rate. And the next is principal payment equal to monthly payment minus monthly interest payment. Lastly, the remaining balance equal to previous remaining balance minus principal payment. The second step is repeating the steps for each subsequent month using updated remaining balance from previous month. The first payment for payment amount is 16,893.22. The principal is 16,476.56. The interest is 416.67 and the remaining balance is 183,523.44. And the second payment for the payment amount is 16,893.22. Principal is 16,510.88. The interest is 382.34 and the remaining balance is 167,012.56. And the third payment for the payment amount is 16,893.22. The principal is 16,545.28 and the interest is 347.94 and the remaining balance is 150,467.28 and the fourth payment is for the payment amount is 16,893.22 and the principal is 16,579.75. The next is interest is 313.47 and the remaining balance for it is 133,887.53. The fifth payment for the payment amount is 16,893.22. The principal is 16,614.29. The interest is 268.93 and the remaining balance is 117,273.24. And the sixth payment for the payment amount is 16,893.22. The principal is 16,648.90 and the interest is 244.23 and the remaining balance is 100,424.34 and the payment 7 for the payment amount is 16,893.22. The principal is 16,683.959 and interest is 209.63 and the remaining balance is 83,940.75 and the payment amount is 16,893.22. The principal is 16,718.35. The interest is 174.88 and the remaining balance is 67,222.41. The fifth payment for the payment amount is 16,893.22. The principal is 16,614.29. The interest is 268.93 and the remaining balance is 117,273.24 and the sixth payment for the payment amount is 16,893.22. The principal is 16,648.90 and the interest is 244.23, and the remaining balance is 100,424.34, and the payment 7 for the payment amount is 16,893.22. The principal is 16,683.959, and interest is 209.63, and the remaining balance is 83,940.75, and the payment amount is 16,893.22. The principal is 16,718.35. The interest is 174.88, and the remaining balance is 67,222.41. Lastly, we can find that in the amortization schedule, each payment consists of the payment amount, which remains constant at 16,893.22 for 12 months. The principal component increased gradually while the interest component decreased over time as the remaining balance decreased. The remaining balance reached zero at the end of the 12-month period.
Lastly, I will present about the conclusion. So the conclusion from this assignment is, we can conclude that Art Craft Creation is an art and craft manufacturing and retail company owned by Siti AISYAH Binti Ismail. The company has a total of 10 employees working in various departments. The payroll report provides information about the regular pay, overtime pay, commission, piecework earnings, and gross pay for each employee. The second part of the text discusses about interest amounts and future values for different loans. The company asset, specifically the machinery, used for processing products. Overall, the text provides detailed information about the company details, employee details, payroll report, loan information, and machinery assets, giving a comprehensive overview of art craft creation, and its financial aspects.